Hello, I'm Makayla LaVoie from Inside TPS Theater Spotlight. I'm joined by Diego Benites. So, Diego, tell us a little bit about your role and how you prepared for this specific performance.
So I have two roles. So I'm part of the cast and crew, and I'm part of the ensemble for the cast. So and then for crew, I do prop stuff. So I made the master prop list and I gave it to Miss Martin, and then uh, from there, she ordered everything and made sure that everyone had their props.
Diego, can you tell us what the audience can look forward to at Puffs and how this play differs from previous productions you have been in?
The biggest difference between this performance and the ones that I've done in the past is that this one will be virtual, so it'll look very different than the many performances that I've done in the past. But overall, it should be a great experience.
I would like to thank Diego Benitez for joining us today. Diego, any final thoughts?
Uh, Come out and see Puffs this Friday at 7 p.m. Go to tingsboroughtheater.booktix.com and get your tickets today.
Break a leg.
Hello, I'm Isaias Rivas for Inside TPS Theater Spotlight. I'm joined by Evan Dowling. So, Evan, tell us a little bit about your role and how you prepared for this specific performance.
Sure. So I play Wayne Hopkins. He is a Hufflepuff boy in the same time frame that Harry Potter is also at Hogwarts. Um, he basically, his whole thing is he just wants to be the hero, and everything he does, he just tries and tries and tries. But every time there's something that just stops him from just reaching that goal and being recognized as what he wants to be. So it kind of stinks for him, but it's really fun to play. For the role, it's something I had to prepare for, like mentally checking in, like because we're playing ages 11 to 18 in the show. Like every year we have to age up and kind of be more mature. But so now that I'm like 17, having to go back to play 11 is something I had to like think about being like, okay, how does an 11-year-old act? How like do they think? What's all the energy? Like where do I get it from? So it was really just kind of going back into time kind of and just remembering how to act like an 11-year-old. So that's
Yeah,
probably how I prepared for it.
it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Evan, can you tell us what the audience can look forward to with Puffs and how this play differs from previous productions you have been in?
Yeah. So Puffs is so funny. So I think that's something the audience can look forward to. It's There's a ton of jokes, a ton of laughs. Every character has like something that just makes everyone laugh. A lot of people play multiple characters, so sometimes there's scenes where you'll watch people like they'll turn their camera on, be one character, they'll turn it off, and they're just right back on as a different person. So it's really funny to see how people change and like see how like 1 second they're this person, and the next time you see them they're someone completely different. It's so funny. Um, and then like for previous productions, this show is just so much fun. Being that we're kind of at home and doing our own thing, we have to do our own lights and our own background and make sure we're on top of our costume changes. And being online, we have to turn our cameras on and off and like mute ourselves and not mute ourselves. So it's different because it's so like a one-man team kind of thing. Like I have this whole setup when I'm doing the show, like all my props are in one place and my lighting thing is right in front of me with my computer. It's really fun, but it's like it's different because it's it's still a team effort, just like all the theater shows we've ever been in, but it's more like a team effort, but then also within yourself you have to have like all like be on top of all your own things.
I would like to thank Evan Dowling for joining us today. Evan, any final thoughts?
Come see Puffs. It's this Friday, November 20th at 7 p.m. And you can book your tickets on the Tingsboro Theater website or on fotttheater.org.
Well, Evan, I wish you good luck in your play. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Macy Serrano from Inside TPS Theater. I'm joined by Olivia Lambert. So, Olivia, tell us about your role and how you prepared for the performance.
So in the show, I play multiple different roles, and one of the roles I play is Helga, and she is the founder of the Puffs, and she's a very nice person, and she just wants everyone to feel special. And to prepare for the show, I've been practicing a lot with Zoom to try to figure out the easiest and fastest way to change between backgrounds and the character names. And I've also watched the Harry Potter movies several times because some of the roles I get to play are actually from the movies.
That's very interesting. Olivia, can you tell us what the audience can look forward to in Puffs and how this play is different from previous productions you've been in?
So I think the audience is going to really enjoy the show because it provides a new point of view to the Harry Potter series. And I know for me at least that now when I watch the films, I can't but help to think about all these other events that were happening at the same time and that we don't get to see until after watching Puffs. And this show is very different from our past productions, obviously because it's over Zoom and online, but also as I mentioned before, I get to play different characters, and so do many of my other castmates. And in past shows we've only played one character at a time, and this makes the show very fun because we get to play around with different voices and character choices, and we get to tell the story of several people as opposed to just one.
I'd like to thank Olivia Lambert for joining us today. Olivia, any final thoughts?
Thank you for having me.
Break a leg.
So I'm Meghan McIsaac. I play the narrator in Puffs. Puffs is about the Hufflepuff's point of view during Harry Potter's 7 years at Hogwarts. It's a comedy. There's a lot of jokes. It's really fun, really fun. Come out and see Puffs.
Hello, I'm Cece for Inside TPS Theater Spotlight. I'm joined by Makayla. So Makayla, tell us a little bit about your role and how you prepared for a specific performance.
Okay, I play Megan Jones in the play Puffs. How I prepared? Well, obviously we have rehearsals every day after school. Well, mostly every day. And I took a lot of time to go over certain scenes with my friends and learn my lines whenever I had time so that I would really be ready. And then I would take notes, obviously taking notes from the director. And yeah, going over scenes with people in school really helped me.
So tell us, Makayla, tell us a little bit about your part that you play and how the audience can look forward to Puffs.
Megan, the character I play, is kind of a little bit of a gothic character. She doesn't really like the house she gets assigned to, and obviously it's Hufflepuff because the show is called Puffs. She gets assigned to this house and she doesn't really agree with it, but you know, so you get to see her story of her making friends and her dealing with the 7 years of going to the magic school. And everyone can look forward to coming to see Puffs because it's a really funny show, even for people who really haven't seen the Harry Potter franchise, even though it's kind of like a funny spin-off of Harry Potter from the Hufflepuff's point of view. And the Hufflepuffs are kind of like the pushed aside house. So it's like an underdog story mixed with like comedy. So it's pretty cool.
Do you have any favorite other roles?
One of my friends plays a character named Leanne, and she's just this really funny Hufflepuff character who is just really, really, really funny. And I also really like the main character. He has a lot of character development and little moments to himself that are a good amount of comedy.
Okay, thank you, Makayla. I hope you enjoyed, and that was some little information about Puffs.